Hello, and welcome to In-Ear Fetish, the channel that always asks the question, why did you call your goddamn name that? Now I gotta follow it, and it's gonna pop up on my emails, word fetish. Okay, relax. Waifu, pillow, other IEMs. So, a lot of times in this channel, I'm doing reviews for you guys. You need to know what's good, what's bad. Where's my button? Almost forgot to put on the big light. But this is one that I accepted, not because there's like any profit in it for me. I just had to know, and the guy was willing to offer them up. And so if you saw the thumbnail for this video, because these thumbnails, you haven't noticed this channel, the In-Ear Fetish channel, just to prove a point, there's no clickbait. It's just a photo of the item and its fucking name in the same format over and over and over again. I know exactly what people are interested in and not interested in because it never changes. But I'm going to put the number 6,000 in the thumbnail because these are $6,000, and that requires some special consideration as far as the reviewing goes. By the way, this wire, which I'm going to complain about, is $1,600 on its own. So yeah, that's more expensive. The wire alone is more expensive than the other IEMs I took out to give myself sort of a refresher of flagship. Because some of my favorites of all time, Soft Ears Twilight, here on the, this is a DD Hi-Fi cable, and I had to switch it because I was using it on my cable. I forget the name of the goddamn cable. But yeah, I switched to this because it does this cool thing. And then I also took out these, the Dunu Glaciers. So these are like 1,300. Those are like 900. And those are a single dynamic. And I forget what the Glaciers have, but it's a lot of stuff. And I love the Glaciers and I love these. And I gave myself like half an hour with those and half an hour with those. And then I gave myself like an hour with these on different amps and different music. And these are better than those. They're better than those. All right. We've established a baseline. Better. The last hey, you have because I don't want to say that these are better than those. I want to say that these are overpriced garbage. And there's a lot about this. We'll get to the pillow. There's a lot about this that is excessive, but I can't deny hearing shit. And this is my sound demo playlist. So this is like 250 songs. I forget what's in here. We'll actually say. Hold on. 11 hours and 16 minutes of music that I know by heart. Everything in here is something I've used in a sound demo. If you don't know about the sound demos, they're on the Patreon and subscribe store. You got to get to them. But this is just the music that brings things out. And there's a KEXP recording of London Grammar that I pulled from YouTube because London Grammar, KEXP doesn't do like FLAC rips. So I pulled it off of YouTube and I converted it to WAV so I can cut it up and not have any damage. And then when I got it cut up, I compressed it to FLAC, even though it was a damaged, lossy file, and you play it and you hear some oddities here and there. But holy fuck, it's like I'm listening to a vinyl rip. Because I was like, and it's not the amp, it's not the fucking thing, it's the song. So once I heard that, I was actually bothered by the quality of the original recording, and that was a KEXP recording of some of my favorite music. London Grammar on KEXP is fantastic. Look up the video. So I kept going. I stuck with those, and then just now I started going back, and then I started swapping tips. And yes, you'll notice that I have decided to go with the render tips on these. Because I think it sounds better with it. Buy my $15 render tips for your $6,000 IEM because it's needed. So, you should probably say what the hell they are. These are the PMG Audio APX SE, which is the least sexy thing. It feels like a $6,000 high-end audio piece of equipment that you walk into an audio show. It's a $40,000 DAC. The $40,000 DAC is called the PMG Audio APX SE. Anything. That could be speakers. That could be cables. It could be a $6,000 IEM. That is real lapis lazuli, which if you've played Minecraft, you know is pretty plentiful under the ground. At least it used to be in the old game. I think what else is like brass or bronze? Yeah, brass hybrid stone with real lapis lazuli and hand-painted blue gold housing. So yeah, no, this is a it's not the prettiest IEM. Like, if you didn't tell me that's real lapis lazuli, I would say that, like, Defiant looks better. But, fuck you, that's real. You get to say, if you buy this, which you can't because it's out of stock. Ha ha ha. This is a music tech. It's also out of stock directly. You can't buy it directly. Ha ha ha. but you have real lapis lazuli in your IM. The just like everything I hate, the wire, which I hesitate to even pull out, this is a flush mount IM. You can see there's no like insert there, and yet the $1,600 cable is also a penetration cable with a little bit. So when you plug it in, it doesn't eat. Oh God, be gentle. Because you go, I don't want to. That's the cost of like, I don't know, a lot. $3,000. That's my mortgage. One of these is my mortgage for the month. So there you go. Don't fuck it up. But yeah, like, just make the wire. Look, see how this has like an input, and you put it, and this is not even the right cable for it, but it slides in and then it matches. That's all I ask for. If you're gonna do it, just do it. We'll talk about the wire for a second because I'm gonna get off of it. Interchangeable head, which I guess like they do this thing. This is really like, it's big, and this is big. Everything is big. It is just a friction fit. There's no screw terminals, just sort of goes on. This is all aluminum. The wire is this is like, where's the tungsten cable? This might be as big as, there's a default tungsten cable, but it's over there. This might be bigger than the tungsten cable. It's dumb. And that dumb translates down to when you pick it up and you see these wavy bits here, you can't get rid of those. That's just how it was. And then you go to like put it in your ear and you realize that this is spring tension. Because the cable is so thick, you have to if you twist it, it fights to be like that. That is the current. That is relaxed, is what it looks like. And guess what? That's not how my right ear works. So the left ear is not bad. The right ear, I have to either choose to twist it this way, so that it's constantly trying to do this in my ear, or go this way where it's trying to constantly rip out of my ear, but it won't just go in my ear. So that's stop. Look, I get it. Expensive I am, what a quality feeling wire, but I should be able to pick it up, and it should have no tension no matter how much I spin it, because it's a fucking it's got to fit in my ear. So I'm going to yell about the wire, and I was going to swap the wire to something else just on principle alone. I was going to get rid of the $1,600 wire. Oh shit! You know what I should have done? It should have been a great moment to promote the new flare cable that I'm doing with Juzzier, which is the same one that comes with the Defiant. But I didn't, because I don't want people, you didn't even test it on the right cables. You're not going to hear. I hear it, motherfuckers. I hear it. I hear that this is probably one of the best IMs I've ever listened to. However, because you knew that was coming, I don't know if I would quantify $6,000. See, sad blue girl? Sad blue hair girl, because they always get fucked over in anime, and it's a whole thing. What are you doing with these? Because you're obviously not going out and about with them unless you're someone who could afford to drop one of these between the seat and the center console. Then, shit, and you move your seat and the mechanism slides and crushes it. And there goes mortgage. That you're not buying them for that. This is a at-home listening experience only. And I've always said that to have like the greatest speaker system is like $50,000. Like to get the room right, because you gotta deal with all this air between you and the speaker. You got to deal with it. So then you get headphones, which I don't know why Eris is not facing this. Hello, baby. Headphones still have air to deal with, but it's only like that much air. So you got to get the pads right, and you got to break in the pads, and you got to make sure you're doing the thing, and they open. So it's a little bit more control. It's all about control. Speakers, there's hardly any fucking control. You got to deal with the whole world. Then headphones are like, you only got to deal with the shape of your ear and the pads and the break and the distance and the angles and the minute changes of it, but it's better. These you're shoving in your ear. And IEM is always going to be close until we can actually plug an electrode into our brains, like The Matrix or Johnny Mnemonic. Go watch Johnny Mnemonic. It's Keanu Reeves literally plugging something into his head that's a computer. It's Matrix Part 0. But when you get to an IEM, you're eliminating pretty much air. Air is gone. And you're just socketing this motherfucker into your inner ear and hoping that a little bit of it, and that's what you got to deal with. So then you got to deal with tips, which is why I went from the Duno SS to these. And it's like, ooh, that's more like it. So you don't lose anything. With the speaker, if there's like a very faint thing, it has to travel from there all the way to here. And it can get lost along the way. Headphones, much less likely because you only got that much. But you know what? You know what's even better than that much? So I do believe If these are the best IEM I've ever heard, and not my favorite IEM, I want to point this out. I would rather listen to the Soft Years Twilight. But from a technical standpoint, these do the most. By a small margin. Small. Diminishing return. Ooh, little diminishing returns. Let me tell you what's in them. Because since of the two, I'd probably end up selling the Glacier because I just spent a lot of time with them now and haven't done that in months. This is a single dynamic. So a single 10 millimeters in here and it just makes a sound and you're done. This, on the other hand, 11 drivers per unit. 1 rectangular planar, 1 10 millimeter dynamic, 8 balanced armatures, then another 1 round planar. And that's all going through a 7-way passive crossover using flattened penis technology and GSO, UPS, POD, 3D, in-house developed technologies. None of that means fucking anything. None of this matters. And if this impresses you, and you're like, oh, I have to get it because it has POD. What was POD? That shitty band from it has they're in there somehow. They are 5 ohms. 5 ohms. Which is why the wire is so fucking thick. Because the last IEM that had low ohms that taught me that wires actually make a difference was the Let's Shore Cadenza 12, which was an 8 ohm, that's this many. And when I changed the wire, if the wire had a 1 ohm impedance, then it became fucking 9 ohms, and that changed it a lot. So the reason I haven't changed this wire is because fuck it. They say that's what it is, it's what it is. I did not put it on Valencia because that's like putting an IEM that's worth $6,000 on Valencia. It's fine. You can do this. But I don't have to. It's a borrowed set. Like if I put it on the FIO one here, which you all know why I don't like the FIO. Like I wouldn't recommend this to someone because when you go from pre-out to whoopsie, that's like loading a shotgun and you putting it in your mouth and just being like, well, you'll be fine. Just don't pull the trigger. Just put that shotgun, the loaded shotgun in your mouth. Just don't pull the trigger. I mean, you don't have to pull that trigger, but it's right there. It's like Ren and Stimpy with the red button. It's like, I don't want to pull it. Trigger, but so 5 ohms. I think the RME probably handles it better than the FIO. And I don't know, someone's gonna yell at me for like using such cheap equipment. This $2,500 German thing, that's not enough to push these. You need a $30,000 stack. I need a DCS stack. I don't. I trust me, I believe in them. They are there. With all of that shit inside of them, the fact that they sound cohesive is pretty fucking remarkable. That's more of impressive than anything else. Like finding out that your car is actually running on bananas. It's like my car can do 108 miles an hour. I'm like, that's not that fast. And it's like, but it's running on bananas. Now I'm impressed. So you've put 11 fucking things in here and somehow they all work in symphony, which that lettering and text should really be fixed for this much money. It should come with a brass plate in the bottom of it. I'm impressed. So we should open the pillow. Let's get to the pillow. I'm going to get to the pillow. Because if you're going to spend $6,000 on a fucking IEM, it had better have the world's largest fucking IEM case that comes in a pillowcase. Are these YKK zippers? They're not. They're probably more expensive. And it's a nice case. Like, look at this handle. Like, look at that. The captive leather. Leather, and then you gotta like open it up. I gotta make sure I'm not gonna hit anything on my desk. Obviously, you would take this out if you're commuting with this. You got a certificate of authenticity. This is number 75 of 100. Purchased in December. We got a signature here, but the signature is that real or fake? It might be real. Could be real. Anyway, there's your certificate. Thank you. It's a little bit bent from just being in a random box, but I mean that's okay. Here is your leather strap with the button for the wire. Here's where they were displayed. Here are the tips that they come with. I don't know if these are tips that they come with or if this is what the owner put in here, because I did borrow these. These are basically X-Lastics. They're like the sticky ones, but they could be some. There's no branding on this. I'm not sure if this company makes their own tips. And then we've got a box of foams. Oh, that one got stuck to that. 6 foams and 6 very, very normal looking silicones. So there's your tip choices. You get not just this giant case, but also, oh, by the way, these This is supposed to be like elastic, but it's very stiff, and I pulled one, and it doesn't go back. It has no elasticity. There's also this, which is, it fully goes down there. And like if you drop something down there, it doesn't stretch enough for you to get like your hand down. So don't use, that's like your secret compartment, which the zipper looks really cool on that one. But you get your metal case, which is obviously the one you keep in your pockets. So it doesn't get crushed. I do actually like the fact that it's got like 1/8 inch thick foam, top, bottom, and sides. So that's the best of the metal cases I've seen. But again, why are we using... Oh, God. Don't cross-thread it. I feel like I need to get some wax on this. Okay, we're going to go backwards. There we go. The finish could be... Yeah, the finish is decent. Okay, and then you get this, which is another zippered box in your zipper. I heard your leather case likes leather cases, so we got your leather case, a leather case. So you can leather case while you casing. So yeah, this, double zippers with little dingly dongs. The logo, more tips. Oh no, the other ends. So you get your 2.5 because you're definitely going to be running this on a Kudelix, this 2.5 and then the 3.5. Honestly, for $1,600, there should be 3.5 millimeter fucking balance in here too. And that weird one that existed for like 1 week, there was like a box balance connector. It was literally 4 pins and it plugged in. It was a little tiny thing. I want that too, and USB-C. So here's your actual carrying bag that you'd probably actually use inside of your giant go fuck yourself I own $6,000 IEMs, and therefore I should put the certificate. Actually, I should put the certificate in that zippered compartment to straighten it out. The owner's gonna have to figure that out. Watch this video, he'll watch it. Because I don't want that like bend to get worse. So let's just slide you right in there. In case you gotta whip that out of the airport. Like, sir, are you certified to have owned this? I'm like, yep. There's a lot of space in this if you don't put this styrofoam. And I don't think anything's going to move. But, like, if I can fit that, that means you could fit, like, a couple porno mags. So when you go into the restroom, you whip this out. I'm just going to leave that right fucking there. So, we're checking the camera constantly because new cat. Haven't named yet. Didn't like the old name. Haven't named. New cat's down here. Hey, cat. Maybe he'll come over here. But the other cat's a little bit like, hey, you don't belong here. Which I got this cat for that cat, so it's going to be, hopefully, by the time I go to Munich, it's all good. Let me put this back in my ear. Back into that. 30. London Grammar, we'll get off of that. I'll twist the thing, because I should describe sound more than just it's the best IEM. Because I've sold, like, the Mest too. And I've told consistently that my favorite IEM is the Soft Ears Twilight. Like, no matter how much I love other IEMs, the Soft Ears Twilight just has this naturalness to it because it's a single dynamic, because it's warm, it's not sterile. And these sort of, and especially before I put on the render tips, these were very much like flat. Like, no, they did not want to take a tuning preference. They were just monitoring IEMs. With the render tips on them, it gives them a little bit more of, I don't want to say stupid IEM, body and bite. I'm listening currently to Sting, what could have been from the Arcane Season 1 soundtrack. There's a weight with these tips, I should say. It's all about the render tips now. This is a promotion for the render tips. You need to have your $6,000 IEMs and your render tips. There's a weight to everything. Like, as if you sprinkled MSG on the sound. So it's just like a lot. It's a lot. It's, oh my God, I could hear everything. Why can I hear everything? Let me switch songs. I'm going to go to Nine Inch Nails, Meet Your Master, The Faint. Yeah, there's like an on purpose, like an open mic ground hum that's in this song. It hits and then you hear it. I've never heard it so clearly. It's like, yeah, there. These might be the most fault-finding IEMs ever, which doesn't make them my favorite. I prefer an IEM or a thing that hides the flaws in my music and just makes me happy. but it's there. I think what actually throws me off is the imaging and spatial awareness is probably some of the best I've ever heard. I may have heard equivalent stuff somewhere in like the $250 range, and I can't even name one of them right now, but actually, you know what? The brain dance, doing a brain dance. But now make that quality of that plus $1,000. Not for you now. Weird everything. This is close to a dance song that you'll ever get in Nine Inch Nails here. Here, I'll do that thing that I always do so you could hear the quality. Like, I'm not excited to review these. That's the thing. The fucking $10 KB ear flash. Infinite excitement. I thought about bringing them out here to like shoot off against these. Just as like a joke of the cheapest IEM versus this. But I'm excited because I can recommend those wholeheartedly. You're only putting $10 out there and you buy them and you either love them or hate them. It doesn't fucking matter. Throw them at a person you don't like or a person you do like. They're $10. These are a fucking used car. And I'm not excited to find that they're great because they fucking better be. The expectation bar was high. And you know what? It didn't feel like I came. Like at $6,000 to make something $6,000, to make something 6 times more expensive than the Software's Twilight. 600% better. This is not. Those are $1,300. So what is that like 518%? This is not. But audiophiles, and I'm not talking about the guy who loaned this to me because he's great. But audiophiles are assholes. My whole point, the whole reason I joined this whole stupid society of people who listen to music on equipment fucking too expensive was to try to tell them you can do this for less. That's always been my thing. You're overspending. What we got? $2,000 cables, just get an RI cable. That's too expensive for you? Just get world's best cables. You can still do it and be cheaper. You still do it and be cheaper. And I don't think you could still do what these do and be cheaper in every aspect. Like I said, something like the brain dance could give you the imaging and spatial realities that these do. But it's not going to be the full package. And I think that the natural sound that you get from like those, from the soft ears, you know, this kind of matches that in like a 40% of its range. It's like, ooh, that sounds like that. But then you get the bass hits like the Dunu is doing on this. So it's like the combination of all these very, very good things. The problem is it costs $6,000. And I don't think I'm recommending that to anyone. Who are you that you're spending? You have to, first of all, disposable income out the ass, obviously, or you're obsessed with hearing every little nuance in your bullshit chain, which is what Valencia is originally for. But like, because they didn't have enough heart before I put the render tips on them. When I was just doing silicones, it was sort of like, yeah, these are real good. These are fucking top notch. But I never wanted to sing and dance. With the renders, with a little more grip in your ear hole and getting a little more bass response out of them and trying to twist it to be a little bit warm. Okay, yes. But I would be remiss to tell you that I'm going to recommend any $6,000. Give this channel another couple years. Let's all win the lottery. Let's make sure Dogecoin is worth $1 billion and we'll all cash it out. And we can all buy these and Lamborghinis and be fine. But are they the best IEM I've heard? Yes. Technically, yes. Are they my favorite sounding IEM? No. Technically, no. I'd probably take them over the Glaciers for how they sound, but I wouldn't take them over the soft ears. I mean, fuck, these kind of remind me of like what a Defiant would be, the new Defiant IEM, if it was, let's say, $1,000, which is 10 times what that current thing costs. It costs $100. So I had $1,000 to put all that work and effort into Defiant, but I had $1,000 and I was trying to make it sound expensive. This sounds expensive. That the same tuning goal of when I fucking built Defiant was to make it sound expensive, but it only had $100. So imagine if I had a $1,000 IEM that I wanted to make sound more expensive than that, it would sound like this. And it would be a $6,000 sounding IEM. So yeah, I'm pretty shocked at the things it's bringing out in my music, like the little nuanced details. I never heard that before. And if that's worth it to you, go rob a bank or a convenience store, or probably multiple convenience stores at this point. Everyone uses their card. No one's got $6,000 in the register. Don't even think about that. But yes, if you get a chance to hear them, for the love of God, hear them. They're 5 ohms, which is super weird because there's so much shit going on in there. So like I tried it on the JDS Labs, like the Atom, and it wasn't bad, but then I didn't like it as much in the K17 as I do on the RME. And again, we discussed the shotgun in the mouth, so I'm not plugging them into Valencia, because at 5 ohms, I don't think this is even stable at 5 ohms, because it's usually rated to like 8 ohms for speakers, and that's about it. And then 8 ohms and up, of course, headphones are all there, so I wouldn't even know. So yeah, let me just give you one last check of this webpage. Lapis lazuli leather multifunction suitcase. No, this is nothing. I won't go back to the original. Combined created based on. We did a high frequency beater combined with changing crossover. I don't think there's anything else I need to read from here. Right? It's just you get it. You fucking get it. Do you need it? No, absolutely not. Should you try one if you get a chance? Absolutely. I kind of wish the left one's prettier than the right as far as the lapis goes. A little deeper blue. But yeah, no, I'm glad I got to hear them. Thanks to the user who sent them out. But holy God, man. Like I have to put this in a box and ship it back. And that's just going to be like the most terrifying. I mean, I'm going to have them inside a case, inside another case, inside a box, inside another case. That's where that box came from. I have a box that's labeled 75/100. I'm like, where the fuck is this from? It's from you. So yeah, I guess link to these in the description. They're not for sale anymore. I'll link to the other 2 I spoke about, and I always link to the amps. And thank you to patrons, subscribe show supporters, patron and person who sent this out. If you have something super interesting that you want me to hear to assess on the channel, reach out, let me know. Because things are going to get real weird with China and getting all these IEMs. I don't believe this is Chinese. I highly doubt it. Although I'm pretty sure the parts are probably coming from somewhere in that region. And the parts are going to go up. And they're probably just going to absorb the cost and it won't get any more expensive. So yeah, thank you to that. I like them. I can't get excited over it. People who get excited over like $30,000 DACs, that's the worst. Right? You got to look at it from the perspective of someone who actually has to like live. And be like, that's great. It sounds perfect. But fuck that. So these are great. They sound nearly perfect. But fuck that. That's where I draw the line. So wallpaper horde. Patreon, subscribe to support this channel. Links to everything. And I'll see you in the next one. And remember, at 50,000 subscribers in this channel, we throw a live stream pizza party. That's always been the case. And we're working towards it. I was hoping to get there in 1 year. But now it's been like 3 years. So share these videos so that we can get a fucking pizza party. I want some pizza, goddammit. The thumbnail for this thing's going to be just dull.